So our ministry is called John 14:12, Worldwide Ministries. There are no limits. There's nothing that can't be done in Jesus' name. Okay, so this is a house that we actually finished probably 2 weeks ago, just before Christmas. Obviously you can tell we're not building condominiums, we're not building things out of bricks and cement, but if it was open we could go in, but the people are out. So this was already sort of here, sort of part of their house, but this was more or less their house. And so in this situation, every house is completely different. In this situation, we actually just sort of renovated the front section, made it a little bit nicer. And then this whole back section we just built new. So there's tin down here, which means you can't see it, but this house is actually, the floor of this house is about here. So it's nice and high out of the flood, out of the water. There's a window around the back, there's a window around the other side. It's tin roof and it's new tin, so it's going to last at least a couple of years before rust starts getting in. It's not a mansion, but it is 1,000 times better than what they had. And a house like this, just sort of doing the back section of the house, this would cost us about 350 Australian dollars. You look at it now, it doesn't look like there's much, but there's more wood involved in that than you realise, especially in the floor, and big posts in each corner so it doesn't sink into the mud. But so again, for a family here in Baseco slum, this is a poor family. The mother, this is Army, is the mother's name here. They earn anywhere between 500 and 600 pesos a week. So we spent about 15,000 pesos on this house. So while it might not look anything amazing to you in Australia, 15,000 pesos to someone who earns 600 pesos a week is a lot of money, and this house would have been impossible for them to do without Jesus coming along and blessing them. And they're very happy to have it. It was a great Christmas present. In the last 2 months we have built nearly 30 houses in the last 2 months, but in the last X amount of years, I don't know, we've hundreds and hundreds of houses. We build houses every single day. So we're building a house today actually, not here.
Hey, there's tadpoles in there.
Can we see that?
So there's tadpoles
yeah,
in here.
Okay.
Some of them are tadpoles and some of them are little fish. So Shaz, that's probably just a good photo to put next to the house that we built, because if you own that and we go and build you that little blue thing, it's just a massive improvement, isn't it? Not this house, but I'm going to one where we're building it right now, so you'll be able to look at some of the houses. You'll be able to go in some of those houses actually, because I know all of those people.
Okay. Watch your head. Johnny, watch your head.
This is Edna. She's a widow. Husband's not around. A couple of kids. Biblically, who do you help first? Widows, orphans. So this house is like 3 foot off the ground, because this area actually floods by over 2 feet in a high tide combined with like a typhoon. So we've spent 16,000 pesos on materials for this house. 16,000 pesos will go close to finishing in this house. We'll probably need a little bit more because it's a bit bigger than our usual 10 foot by 10 foot house. This will be finished in 3 days completely. They only just started it today. So starting it involves coming in and pulling down whatever is existing, or looking at what you can use or what you can't use, adjusting however you can. But within a maximum of 3 days this will be completely finished, and Edna here will be the proud recipient of a brand new house for New Year's Eve parties.
Pastor Mark organized to have her a house worth of 350 Australian dollars. So go Australian if you have a heart to help these poor people here. We would be greatly appreciated for kindly giving from your heart. So, yung bahay na ito, makaka-afford ka ba na ipatayo mo sa sarili mo na? Hindi. Yeah, she cannot afford to build this kind of house for her family and for herself because she's only earning 120 a day through selling foods. So it's hard for them to live for 6 kids. Through Pastor Mark and the team and the church and through God's blessings to her, she had this house will be finished in 3 days.
So obviously Marco there's Maravic's husband, he's working, and then the guy here, this is Miguelito and Dave. We sort of employ them all the time. They work for us full time. Just all they do is build houses for us, those two. Marco sometimes helps out with houses, but Dave and Miguel. Dave's wife is a church leader. Miguel is just a guy that lives very close to us, and we know that he rarely ever has work. So just and if they work for us, if they were doing construction somewhere out in Manila, they might earn 100, 120 pesos a day for a whole day's work. They work for us, we pay them 350 pesos a day. They start late and they finish early, like we're very nice to people. And we bless people. There's no point paying people peanuts. The way our organisation is set up, we don't take 1%. We take 0% in administration costs. So if someone in Australia donates $50 for this particular thing, then $50 goes directly to that thing, not $40, not $45. Because we live here in the slum, it's not expensive to live here. And we get a wage out of our foundation, so nothing that anyone donates, we don't take a single cent, we don't take a single peso, nothing, not 1 cent. It all goes directly where it was given to. All of the information about things that we do, how much things cost, bank account details, how to give, is all actually on the blog, which is markpetta.wordpress.com. All the information is on the blog. Testimonies and stories are updated on the blog every couple of weeks, and every single thing we do is on that. So that's where people go to have a look. Marco, Dave, Miguel. Hoi, Kelvin. Edna, God bless.
Thank you.
So one of the best ways to get involved in what we're doing or to get involved in missions, it's not necessarily to give money. Money doesn't actually change the world. Jesus does. The best thing to do is actually come, preach the gospel, meet with people, talk with people, get hands-on. I know it's easier to give money, but it's actually much better to come and get involved in missions, or to go and get involved in missions right where you are in Australia or wherever you are when you're viewing this video. Jesus needs hands and feet. He actually doesn't need money. We definitely would appreciate that, but it's actually much better when people come and get involved themselves. You see what's happening, touch lives, preach the gospel.